Hi, I'm Suzanne, a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Canada. Welcome to another paper pumpkin alternative video on my blog and YouTube channel. If you are a present customer of mine and are watching this video, you might be considering the paper pumpkin kit. Please find the link below to see the perks I offer my subscribers. Or, if you don't have a demonstrator and live in Canada, I would love to earn your business. So please check the link below for more information. If you are already a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, please enjoy these alternatives as an inspiration to further stretch your kit. Check out this month's Paper Pumpkin box. So cute, I gotta say. The checks I really like. All right, I'm starting on my first card, and I have the layering squares. And what I ended up doing is using a square that could fit that golden snowflake and ran it through my Big Shot. You can trim stuff too. I took another white banner from the kit and I cut it to the size of the squares that I was cutting. So I use my embossing buddy, Versamark ink, and now I'm heating, and gold embossing powder, and now I'm heating the embossing powder till it melts, and this is going to be somewhat of an inchy card. So this is Whisper White Thick card base because the kit actually did not have any card bases, so I had to bring my own. So I'm pulling out all the shots here, and I am using our gold foil paper. Using a little bit of fast fuse on the back of that and adhering that to the card base. So my entire card front is going to be gold foil. I know, extravagant, right? Okay, I put dimensionals on all these little inchy squares. Actually, I think it's more than an inch. I think it was like 1 3/8 inches or something. It's the second smallest square in the layering squares dies that we sell at Stampin' Up. But these are, I ran them all through the pre-printed gold foiled snowflakes that were in the kit, ran them all through the Big Shot. But if you didn't have the dies or the Big Shot, you could easily just make note and cut them all equally. So I am just equally distributing the snowflakes around the card front, and then this banner, perfect size for the inchy card. So I really like this one. This is the first inchy card I've ever done, but it's not really an inchy card. I keep saying that. Here's a couple close-ups. I really like this one. All right, moving on to card number 2, I have a circle die here, but you could use whatever, glass or, anything circular. And I am just drawing a light pencil mark around that circle, and now I'm using, instead of the glue dots in the kit, they just take me too long to do on video, so I'm just using my own glue dots that you can buy at the Stampin' Up store, and I'm adhering these branches. I guess they're sprigs. Yes, they're sprigs. Green sprigs around the circle to make a wreath. So I thought the best way to do this was sort of attach the ends together. So you can see I lay one down and then glue dot it and then bring in another end, and then I'll fill in the gaps. I ended up moving this bunch here just slightly up and over, and you can do that with glue dots. They're not 100% permanent. They do give you a bit of wiggle room. Or you can pry them up, in other words. All right, so here I am just applying the ends of these sprigs and trying to fill in the gaps now. And I don't think I actually used too many of these sprigs. I do know that when I ended up finishing all of my alternatives and everything I needed to do with the kit, I still had some stockings left, and I will put a picture at the very, very end of this video as to what I did with my stockings. All right, so I took 2 pieces of twine and I tied a bow and surprisingly my bows have been turning out on video. They normally do on when I'm crafting alone, but I have no proof, right? So, well, here's the proof. And I just tied a bow, added a glue dot, and then, you know, it's looking pretty plain. So I went in with cherry cobbler ink, and I know that the ink spot that comes with the kit is Dapper Denim, but it just didn't seem right. So I went with cherry cobbler. Okay, I'm using my cherry cobbler Stampin' Blend marker, which is a permanent alcohol marker, just to color my pearls. You could use a Sharpie though. And these pearls are from the Stampin' Up store, and they come in 3 different sizes. And then I just put them on the project. There it is. Simple. I really like simple cards. So, all right, speaking of simple, I'm taking the cherry cobbler banner and I am cutting approximately, like, I have no idea. I was just sort of winging it here. Maybe 2.5, 2 inches and 1 inch, maybe. I didn't know what I was doing. So this is the Year of Cheer washi tape. If you haven't gotten it, you may want to pick it up, because I have an extra package. So this is the package I can use, and the other one I'm going to hoard, because look at how thin this washi tape is. It is beautiful. So I think it comes in 5 different flavors: gold, silver, this white and gold pattern, and then there's copper and sort of a mesh between copper, gold, and yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so I adhered the washi tape, and now I am just folding it over these cardstock pieces, and I'm making little presents. So whatever you like in your, you know, on your card is the size of present that you're going to go with. If you do something like this, you don't have to, of course. Yeah, so here I'm making a silver wrapped present. And yeah, just trimming off the edge so I don't get too much bulk, and then just folding it over so it actually doesn't come up. All right, and so this is the gold one, and I like to trim them. I know that you can rip washi tape, but I find it stretches them, especially when they're this thin. Okay, so I did put dimensionals on the back of them, and here I'm using the sentiment that came in the kit with Versamark. It says Merry and Bright. I use my embossing buddy, then the Versamark ink pad. Here comes my gold embossing powder. I can't go through Christmas without gold embossing powder, I just have to say. Heated it from behind because that's my preference. You can heat it from the front if you want to. I won't get mad. Now I'm removing the release paper from the dimensionals. These dimensionals are a little bit thicker than normal. I got them from the previous paper pumpkin kit. The small present with the gold wrap is just on regular dimensionals, and then the silver ribbon present is with fast fuse. So I'm pulling out these little bows that came in. They are in the catalog in both the holiday and annual. Stampin' Up sells them. They're awesome mini bows. I can't remember what the name of, but I'm going to pick up a couple more packages because, well, first of all, they're super cute. I'm going to wrap my Christmas gifts with them, and I think I want to keep them for the future. So that's my little present card. I thought it was super cute. Like, for not having any cards in this kit, it was pretty easy to come up with a couple of really unique ideas. All right, so here is I always have to do a token snowflake card. If you've been watching my Christmas series, I have a lot of snowflake cards. I love the wintry cards. So I used in my embossing buddy. Now I'm using the snowflake with Versamark, and I went in there with the sentiment Let It Snow. So now I have white embossing powder, which I'm sprinkling on the card front. I'm not going to bother showing you that I heated it up, because I actually did. So I'm doing a resist technique. So this is a sponge brayer, and I've sped this up really fast because, you know, it takes a while to create the look I was going for. So I have Dapper Denim on here, and I've just inked up my sponge roller, and now I'm looking for an ombre look. So darker at one side, lighter at the bottom. But I do need all of those snowflakes to show. So I have to have enough ink on the paper in order for the embossing or the embossing powder to resist it. So once it's all done, I go over, I'm using a Swiffer cloth here, but you can use anything, paper towel. I find the Swiffer cloths work better for whatever reason. Okay, so here is a Whisper White thick card base, and now I am just putting that sprayered snowflake piece all over the front, and adding a few rhinestones. I'm trying to use up my old ones because I have a package of new ones, and I knew I was going to use it for Christmas anyway. So that is my token snowflake card. I quite like it. I like the ombre, and I really like that sponge brayer. I gotta say, I thought it was a joke, and it is no joke. It just takes time. All right, here is the stocking that came in the kit. It's a muslin kind of natural material stocking. So I am cutting it apart. I know, how horrible. I just sacrificed one though. And cutting that all out, and then I'm going to put it on a piece of paper. But before I adhere it to a piece of paper, I need some sticky stuff. So this is adhesive sheets that Stampin' Up sells in the store, and yeah, you just put a piece of Whisper White thin cardstock, or they call it layering cardstock, I guess. And then I'm just pulling off the release paper on that adhesive sheet. It's very, very thin. And now I'm just going to cut that stocking out. I'm still trying to keep it in the stocking shape for now. All right, so these are my stocking thinlit dies. Christmas stocking, I think they're called. I can't remember. And I did an online class with this, and I'm still coming up with wicked ideas. So I ran that through the Big Shot, and I managed to cut it out with the stocking die. No problem. It cut like butter. So I'm taking crumb cake and a little finger dauber, and I am daubing around the edges of the stocking. And I do that for the very top of the stocking as well. So I did really want to make a card with the fancy stocking that you got in the paper pumpkin kit, so here it is. I also took the snowflake and inked that up in the crumb cake, and it stamped beautifully as well. So you can really stamp on these muslin stockings if you wanted to. I wanted the black line there to reflect. There we go. Put it on right. I put dimensionals on the back of that. So I went in with my Dapper Denim, and this sentiment is actually from the Paper Pumpkin kit from last month. We had very few, I guess, sentiments, and I didn't really think that any of them went well with this card. Anyway, so I stole from last month's kit. I'm pretty sure you can still get last month's kit too, or at least a refill. So here is that red baker's twine that came in the kit, and I'm just going to use my retractable tweezers. When you squeeze them, they open, and when you release them, they stay closed. Opposable tweezers. Anyway, I use them all the time for helping me tie bows. And I did want to put a glue dot right underneath that bow just so that it held up correctly. And those are my alternatives for this month's Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.
Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. On screen are 2 more videos for inspiration. Click on the maple leaf to visit my website, or click on me to subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching.